train is running.
And I'll say Evan.
That's good. You scored, but I don't have to.
It's a win.
All right. It's the best intro to the best Dolphins show on YouTube. What's up, everybody? And welcome to another edition of Fins Talk today. That's Fish Tank Hank. I'm Bobby Fins Talk. Brand new show. What's up, Daniel Marino, Ender in the house, Aladino, everyone tuning in. Smash that like and subscribe button. We appreciate
Fins up,
you.
Ender.
It is
Fins up, Mass.
Fun. You said Fins up ass? What did you?
I said Mass.
Oh, Aladino. I thought that was Moss.
Aladino.
James,
And
how you doing?
One more for Daniel. Fins up.
There you go.
Everybody.
There you go. Welcome, everybody. All right. So, man, it's so much to talk about. A lot of fun. We're getting closer, Fish Tank, little by little.
Yes, sir. I'm getting excited.
Training camp, preseason, then the season. I'm excited. Oh, my goodness. First off, before we get started on what we want to discuss today, how are you doing, my friend? How's your week so far?
I am doing great. Let me tell you something. I had some problems with the company that was doing my car. And so Pop Shadow, they took over. That's the company that's doing the wrap. They're in Odessa, Florida, I believe it is, down by Tampa area.
Okay.
They're down by Tampa area. And they took over the project and said, no, we'll redraw it. We'll do the whole thing. And they took over, and it's been nothing but A class. Look at that. That's their design that they designed it for right there. And let me tell you, Pop Shadow, it's a husband and wife team, and they're ex-racers. They used to race Ferraris. So they're very technical in what they do. They don't do anything second rate, is what they told me. So, and I agree after watching what they've done for me so far. And there's what it looks like now. You got the side of it. They haven't finished the front yet, but when the top lifts up in the back on the right side, you'll see all the Dolphins logos. And once again, Pop Shadow, I want to point them out. And there's their phone number. Take it down, folks, because if you want it done right and you want a great price, that's who you go to. They're doing my car. They have to rip it apart just to do it. So they know what they're doing. They have, if you go on their site, they have some Ferraris they've done. And they also have a Facebook and all this other stuff too. So whichever way you're coming in and viewing us, if you're looking to get a wrap or you just want a decal or part of your car, give them a call, because they charge you by like the foot of what they print. That's what they charge you by. So, okay, Bobby.
Just following it up, from your updates to me, and then, of course, what you're posting up on Twitter, just see where it started, the start of that project, where it turned into right now to where it is. Amazing. It's And I mean, obviously I haven't seen it in person, but for me, I think it's so much. It looks, and it's not even done yet. That's what's cool. But it looks so much better than what you thought it was going to be, at least in my opinion. And I'm looking on the outside in. So, and I've already told Fish Tank, I've told him already. He, first off, season ticket holder. He's at every Dolphins game at home. You're going to see him. You'll see him nonetheless. You would know who he is. Such a big personality. But now you're going to see when that car revs up and who the hell is going to be Fish Tank? And Dolphins might have to hire him as a mascot because damn well he's going to get a lot of attention, especially with that car. It's to be a lot of fun.
Fins up, Steve. Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun, and I'm going to be, like I always tell these people, the fans that want to come beat me up, I'll be in the southeast corner over by the tennis courts. So that's where I'll be this year. So
there you go. Steve Malloy in the house, host of Real Talk Fins Talk. Good to see him on the Fins Talk Sports Network. Again, guys, so many great things, great shows on the Fins Talk Sports Network. You got to tune in. These guys, Real Talk Fins Talks on Tuesday nights. But the best one is right here with Fish Tank Hank on Fins Talk today with myself. Sir. Fish Tank, talk about Real Talk Fins Talk. Great show on Tuesday nights. You got Dolphins Thirsty, who hasn't popped in just yet. I know he does. But Rob, you've been on his show a couple times. You got, everyone, if you're thirsty for Dolphins content, go check out his show and his site. Awesome dude. Alex Brown, host of No Holds Barred, a wrestling podcast on the Fins Talk Sports Network. He's a Texans fan. So everybody's welcomed here. We have a blast. We're
everybody's welcome, but nonetheless, fins up.
Fins up, Alex. Alex is a good dude, man. Hey guys, if you love professional wrestling, or you like professional wrestling, or you just want a fun show, and you want to, that's a great show. No Holds Barred. Great guys, great dudes, great content. Check them out. And I have to say, because he'd kill me if not, #1 wrestling podcast in YouTube. That's what he says. So there you go. And I gotta agree, But anyway,
I agree.
There you go. Hey, if Fish Tank says that, damn well it's true. So, Fish Tank, before we get into our main stuff, let's get your update on Dalvin Cook. So we know, just like if you're, right now, Miami in general, Miami sports, we're waiting on Messi for Inter Miami soccer. Okay, Dolphins got Tyreek Hill last year. Miami Heat might get Damian Lillard. Okay, Miami's waiting on Dalvin Cook. Miami's going to end up being like the city of sports stars right now. But Dalvin Cook, we're still waiting on him. We know Miami has an offer on the table. We haven't had much of a update until today, which was Jeff Darlington, who had said that Dalvin Cook is not really not willing to accept Miami's offer. I'm going to make sure I have this. Make sure I got it all right.
Yeah, they're not.
He's not willing to accept. Yeah, the current contract offer from the Dolphins. The Dolphins still have a contract on the table, but he's hesitant to commit to their current proposal. Meaning, they're at a hard line. Say, hey, we're not going to overpay this. This is what we're going to do, which we've discussed. We've talked about that because they're comfortable with their room. Yeah,
I told you it was going to come down to this, and I said, give him that other $1 million and stop farting around.
Oh,
that's
okay,
what
Alex.
I said.
Alex, we'll talk, brother. We'll talk. I like that. But yes, you're right. So, and we discussed this, and you had said, they say, hey, look, I'm not about drawing a hard line. We need to get this done because you think, and that's what I'm going to get at. No, they have to get this done because this will put us over, in your opinion. Is that right?
This will put us in contender land for a Super Bowl. That's why I believe. And we have a 2-year window. I don't care how you break it down. If you look at Miami, they have a 2-year window, and then they're going to have to reorganize quite a few people or quite a few contracts, or something's going to have to happen. The flex is going to, the dam's going to burst sooner or later. So bring them in, get it done, win a couple championships, have a couple good years, have people wanting to come to Miami. You already do. Now continue that trend coming for getting players to come to Miami. And you might be able to get people on more friendly deals like the Patriots did for years. The Patriots got people on all kinds of crazy deals. I couldn't believe that some of the fifth rounders that they got and this and that they traded for. It was unbelievable. So,
and talk about the Patriots. The Patriots are the other team with, of course, the Jets looking at Dalvin Cook, kind of poking at that bear. And, Patriots might come away with a DeAndre Hopkins. Do they come away with both? If Miami doesn't say, hey, you know what, let's not draw this hard line. Let's go ahead and bring him in. And I'm with you. I think that, yes, I'm comfortable with our running back room, but I would feel really good about it if you go get a Dalvin Cook. That's where I stand on that. I would not be mad if it's at $6 million, they're drawing a hard line, bump that up to $7 million. Say, hey, dude, let's do this for a year or two.
Get it done.
Let's go. Get it done.
I'm just saying, if that's where they're at, if that's where they're at, you're not going to break the bank over $1 million. And if you are, you already had other problems anyway.
Exactly. And we know it's all we're all aware that contracts, in regards of Christian Wilkins, Sealer, those guys, we know those contract extensions are on the table. We know that Christian Wilkins, reportedly, that deal is stalled. We're waiting on that. And I let people get nervous to go, oh, why would we sign Dalvin Cook if we're not re-signing our guy? Look, I think that's two separate things. If you extend Christian Wilkins, I could see more money falling into the cap. Where they already have that money set aside of what they're going to spend on any outside agents. The only reason that outside money would concern me is what do we go? Can we use that on something else, i.e. another linebacker or offensive lineman? And we're going to talk about offensive line in just a few minutes. Cap says, we got 3 weeks left until camp. This Dalvin Cook move is starting to become the worst kept secret in the NFL. Just sign already. If he really wants to come home, just do it. Why flirt with the Jets?
I thought we had like 10 days or something like that for rookies, right?
It's right around the corner. Yeah, it's right around the corner.
Okay.
Evan in the house. What's up, Evan? You're not on the
Evan.
What's
up, Evan?
Man, Evan, I didn't know you were still around. I would have popped you a link, homie. Evan in the house. He's in Florida. He's about to get on the cruise. Good to see him. Can't wait for him to come back, get back on.
Have a good time on that cruise.
Get some content rolling. Yeah, absolutely. But I think he's flirting with the Jets and the Patriots. And I think more the Patriots than the Jets in regards of what's more serious. But it's really leverage, and I don't know if he wants to really leverage the Dolphins, but he does want more money. And he's saying, hey, look, I could go to New England and get this money and play for this team. And I won't probably win, or I could go to you, or I could go to the Jets and play with Aaron Rodgers, and then you're like, oh, crap. So that's where I think that's coming in. It could happen. I'm not saying sleep on the Jets and the Patriots. I think that's a legit thing. But I think he really wants to go to Miami. I think Miami wants him, but I think Miami's saying, hey, look, we're cool with our running back room. It's just Miami has to kind of push it a little over. I think Miami is kind of in the wrong there. I think Miami should push it over. I'm with Fish Tank. Get the deal done because I think that is a deal that can help push you over the top, especially with your offense. Everybody's talking about top 5 offense. That's going to put you over the hump. Everybody's talking about with Miami Fish Tank who we could acquire. Not much about who can we or who's in risk of being dispersed, who could be traded, who could be cut. But we're going to talk about trade candidates today with the Miami Dolphins, Fish Tank. Not who could come to Miami, but who could be
might
moved.
Trade.
Yeah. So Miami's heading into training camp, as Cap has brought up. Most Dolphin fans and the media have been discussing players we could take in, like Dalvin Cook, or possibly who we could trade for. But who, in your opinion, may be traded from the Dolphins during camp or into the preseason? Which 3 Dolphins do you think we should keep an eye on who could be moved?
Ooh. Okay. Well, first of all, your linebackers, they're not looking all that great. And if somebody gets moved, it might be Duke Riley out of the linebackers. I don't know what you'd get and what type of value he'd hold, but if there's an odd man out right now, that's who it is for me for linebackers. Not that they're deep to begin with, and then if you sign Cook, I think Jeff Wilson Jr. will be the odd man out, and you'll get the most for him.
Yep.
So I truly believe you'll get the most bang for your buck trying to trade him rather than someone else. And then third, I think it's tight ends. You got to look at your tight ends. We don't have the best tight ends in the league. I mean, we just picked up Elijah Higgins.
Aladino.
And we got Croft, Smythe, and Saubert. That's the other one.
Evan would correct us. He might correct us in just a second. Yeah.
Saubert. I'm probably hey, I butcher everybody's name.
I do too, man. It's just what it is.
If it's man, I'll pronounce it Nam. So don't worry about it. So Sauerbert.
There it is. Sauerbert. Thank you. You see, he does it. That's why, Evan, you take vacations, you get offline. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, life. Bullcrap. You are, be available. No, I'm just kidding. Pops offline for weeks. This is how he helps me. Abrima, what's up? Good to see you. John Abrima, or Abrima John. But go ahead, Fish Tank. Finish your point, sir.
Yes, sir. So our tight ends is another spot where if they look and they capture somebody out there, one of those might go also. I see the chop and block there. Our inside defensive line, I think that because they're so, how do you put it? They don't have enough depth. So they're so fragile already. You can't really start shooting any of them out of there. Otherwise, there'd be a name that I might drop out of there. Whoa. But let's stick with the linebackers, running backs, and tight ends. You asked me for three. That's three.
That's okay. That's all right. You keep going as much as you want, Fish Tank. Let me just say, I see Evan's story here, Evan, from his trip down there. Great story. I was in Target wearing Dolphins gear, and the cashier saw my shirt and showed me this amazing portrait of her dad who just passed in January. He was from the Bahamas and loved his fins. Awesome story. That's what happens when you wear Dolphins gear. People see you, they notice you. I've had people pull me to the side at Walmart, workers or Kroger from where I am at to say, "Oh, I'm a Dolphins. I grew up a Dolphins fan. Where are you from?" That's a cool story. Awesome for her, and condolences to her father, and fins up to her and her family. Fish Tank, for me, I think I'm with Aladino. Jeff Wilson is one. I'm with you. Dalvin Cook, if he becomes a Dolphin, I know a lot of people say Myles Gaskin. I think that was going to happen or will happen no matter what anyway. I think that's an obvious cut or trade. But Jeff Wilson is the bigger name, and I think that if Dalvin Cook becomes a Dolphin, Jeff Wilson holds more value. He's more at risk and probably will be traded for something. I'm also on with Cedric Wilson, wide receiver. He's been ever since even last season. We just signed him into midseason. They're already talking about trading him because he's not fitting. Wide receiver is another one. You could get another pick for him or whatever. And then the last is Christian Wilkins, D lineman. Things have said, I know Miami wants to re-sign him. He wants to sign back with Miami, but the contract negotiations have stalled. You have Zach Steeler there who's up for a contract. You don't want to really hurt your defensive line, but at the same time, do you want to be like Mike Gesicki and lose him for nothing? Do you draw a hard line in the sand like you're doing with Dalvin Cook and then lose him for nothing? I don't know if Miami wants to do that, and I'm hoping they don't. I hope they could get a contract done, an extension, but if they don't, he is my top player on the Dolphins, is Christian Wilkins to be possibly moved, maybe for a second-round pick. And this was my what do you call if they're not in the first, second, and third, honorable mention. Emmanuel Ogbah, Evan is right. Ogbah's another one.
And you know what? And Evan even took us down Sesame Street there to make sure we knew how to say Sour, Pickles, Bert, and Ernie. Thank you, Evan.
Yeah, it's really good. You see how he's giving you and he's letting you remember. So next time you go, you get Bert and Ernie, Sour Bert and Ernie. Okay, Sour Bert. There you go. That's Evan for you. That's Evan. So But yeah, I think Agba's another one with Christian Wilkins. Agba being the honorable mention. A lot of people aren't talking about him, and if he's still on the roster like Christian Wilkins at the start of the season, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Rich get richer. But you see all those names on that defensive line, on those edge rushers, and you're starting to, man, who's the odd man out? Evan says Agba could be the odd man out. And you could probably get a third, fourth round pick for him, I think, which would be golden for next season. Obviously we're worried about this season, but I'm just saying these are the trade candidates. So I see Aladino says Wilson. Abrima says Wilkins and Wilson have to be traded. And Evan, of course, says Agba is the odd man out. Guys, Ender, Cap, Hammer Time, Marino, Daniel Marino, stage name. Who do you think could be a possible trade candidate? Do you agree with us? Is there someone else that we're not talking about that you think, no, hey, they're not talking about this guy? Who's that guy? Who's the other guy that could be moved? We'll talk about him. Offensive line. We touched on that. We touch on it every week. We've touched on it for a couple of years now, Fish Tank. And if you've been following the Dolphins, you probably touched on that for 20 plus years, 30, whatever. Offensive line is always to be a topic with us until it's no longer not, which it probably never will be. But, when you talk about the offensive line, there's a couple positions that are always on the docket, and left guard is one of them. Right now, the projected left guard is Liam Eichenberg. That doesn't really get you the hair standing up on the back of your neck. It doesn't get you excited. Maybe it does get hairs, but it's more like frightened. Well, supposedly Miami's, like they did with Connor Williams last year, is experimenting with different players that they signed. They signed left guard Connor Williams from the Cowboys. People go, oh, we got a left guard. Nope, they moved him to center. Well, they signed a swing tackle, and Isaiah Wynn, who was a starting left tackle for the Patriots. And Jim Aiello of The Athletic, I think I actually got that right, Evan, Aiello from Athletic, has reported that the Dolphins are planning to have Isaiah Wynn, a former first-round pick, compete for the left guard spot with Eichenberg. How do you feel about this, Fish Tank? Are you okay with this experiment, or would you rather have him be a tackle, or would you rather go look at someone else more prominent, or are you comfortable with Eichenberg?
I'm not comfortable with Eichenberg at all. I'm not going to lie. I'm not comfortable with Eichenberg because, like I said, it was like putting one of them orange cones out there to block would have had more capabilities. They see something, though. So, like I said, I'm not a professional football person. I'm not a coach, and I don't see what they see, but I don't see it in Eichenberg. So anything that they can do to upgrade that position, and you're bringing in a former first rounder from tackle to guard, I think that Wynn will want to revise his career a little bit now before it gets too late and he gets no pay. So, because he wasn't brought in on a big deal. So, but, no, I'm good. I don't like Eichenberg. No, I don't.
So, silver lining, Evan, for our bandwagon thought, he says, is that we were 6-4 with Eichenberg starting. That's a silver lining. I don't know how much he had anything to do with it, but hey, okay, we can take that. I'm with you. I think I'm okay with it. I'm comfortable with this Miami staff experimenting with players at different positions at different spots because of what they've done with Connor Williams. They've shown that, hey, we know where a guy could be successful somewhere else. And maybe they say, hey, we're looking at Isaiah Wynn and we're saying, man, okay, yeah, he's a swing tackle, but I think he'd be better at guard. You swing him out the left guard and you let him compete with what you have, which is not great, and maybe it pushes Eichenberg to be better. I don't know. But it gives you that opportunity to, hey, maybe he ends up being not great, good, but maybe decent enough to be a decent left guard and give us a better chance to win. I'm cool with it. I have no issue with it. I wish they had a legitimate left guard that you don't have to worry about experimenting. But this is where we're at. Offensive line was something that we discussed. Again, if you follow Miami 20, 30 years, depending on how long you've cared about offensive line. But for us, for a couple of years on the show. And during the draft, we talked about
come on, don't say couple. I think we're going on 3, aren't we?
I think so. I think we're getting there, Fish Tank. And but we have that's how long we talked about offensive line. But we, during the draft, that was another thing. We talked about possible offensive linemen, Cody Mock, Dorn Jones. There was several offensive linemen that we discussed because offensive line is always a conversation. Miami didn't do that.
Yes.
So that's why they're at that left guard spot, whatever. But we got a rookie class. We drafted our rookies. We got a corner with our first pick, which shocked Dolphins, Dolphin fans. We wanted a running back, got A-Chain, okay, and then Miami, of course, completed their class. Their whole rookie class is now completely signed. That's the update. Cam Smith has signed his deal. How are you feeling right now? I know how we felt at the beginning, Fish Tank.
Yeah.
We're getting closer to the season. We haven't seen these guys play yet, so it's not fair to totally crap on them or anything for any Dolphin fan or overpraise them. But how are you feeling about this rookie class right now? Now that they're all signed, and do you believe which player will have a bigger impact next season on the Dolphins, for the Dolphins?
Wow. That is hard to say. Usually if you have a Ramsey and an Xavier Howard, you don't start rookies too much at cornerback with those two sitting there. So the only reason, and then you look at your running backs, if you bring in Cook along with who you already have, I don't see A-Chain getting a lot of carries unless they are already designed and everything for his speed, which obviously you need to include his speed. It's off the charts. So if I had to pick and sit there and juggle which one, it could be either one because we don't even know where Cam Smith is playing yet. He could be playing safety. Ramsey could move up and play safety, and maybe they put Cam Smith back at cornerback. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where they're playing yet for sure. Now, we're all assuming that they're playing in those positions, but for me, Cam Smith could have the bigger impact just because it's just not as crowded and more injuries happen. But I also like I said, I like A-Chain. I mean, how can you not like him?
Well, no, and it's true. I mean, the other picks, as much as we might think, hey, you know what, we're excited about them. They're experiments, okay? They're late round picks.
Yeah.
They're experimental. There's a receiver who's to be tested out at tight end, et cetera, et cetera. We don't know about the offensive lineman later on. Those two guys are the two more legit options that are going to be the most have the most impact on Miami next season. So it's really, which one do you choose? Is it Cam Smith? Does he play some safety? Does he be your nickel? Who is he going? What spot is he going to play? And how much of an opportunity is he going to have behind Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey, Trill Williams, Nick Needham? What happens with Noah Igbenogany, who could be a trade candidate? You kind of with Javon Holland as well and Brandon Jones, you got to figure out, where does he go? Does he get an opportunity to make plays? Then you look at A-Chain, okay? Raheem, Jeff Wilson, he's there. You think he's your third back right now, possibly your second. Some people say he's your number one. I think don't jump the gun. But if you go get a Dalvin Cook, where does he fall then? So here's with those two guys, first off, I think they're both going to have an impact, but I think the one who will have the most impact, and that means overall plays, he's going to be the most on the field. It's going to be A-Chain, whether you get a Cook or not. And you're talking about special teams, kickoffs, returns, receiving. He will see the field as a runner. Miami likes to rotate backs. I don't think they care who they have. I think it's going to be A-Chain, and I don't know if he's going to be. He might have a bigger impact, meaning more time on the field, more plays, more.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be the better rookie. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying he's going to have more of an opportunity, and he's probably going to be the more impactful rookie because he'll have more time on the field compared to a Cam Smith who might get lost in the shuffle. Just what it is.
It depends on what they do that opposite side of Holland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I don't think is in stone yet. unless you
Well,
think Brandon Jones is a lock.
Well, look, like I've said, Jalen Ramsey. I think Jalen Ramsey could be, could be in play for that spot, because I've said it since when we drafted Cam Smith was really when it kind of clicked with me, and I was kind of like, what? Why the hell did we draft a corner? And I'm thinking, man, we Trill Williams, Cater Keohu, you go down that list, Xavier Howard, whatever, and you go, man, I didn't really think that was an issue, but then you start to think about it, and you go, well, what if they drafted Cam Smith to play safety? And then you go, wait a second, Jalen Ramsey, he played safety. I believe he's in Jacksonville. Yep. What if he's going to play safety for us? So, and then when he responded to someone, and I don't have it who he responded to, but when he went on Twitter and they called him a corner, he goes, no, I'm a defensive back, meaning he can be all over the place. So
exactly.
If they put Jalen Ramsey with Javon Holland in the secondary and at the safety spots, now you say, okay, who's going to start alongside Xavier Howard? Now, can that be Cam Smith, or is it an open spot with Trill Williams or Nick Needham or whatever? That's when it comes into play. So you're right. We'll see what happens there. I think both guys are going to have impacts. I think both guys are going to have opportunities to show out. I like both of them currently. I like what I'm expecting from them, but I think A-Chain has a bigger opportunity to make a bigger impact, because he
definitely.
I can't see Cam Smith returning kicks. I think it's A-Chain, and he's going to have an opportunity to, receive the ball, catching it from Tua, and obviously playing some running back at different parts in the game, whether you have Dalvin Cook or not.
I think regardless of what's going on with his speed, you have to put him on the field, is my point. And running backs, I mean, you're either going this way or that way, and you're either catching a pass or you're running. So guess what? They put him in earlier. There isn't as much sometimes. Yeah, blocking schemes, sometimes those can catch you up, but that's why you have more than one back. So have one block and have the other one go out or whatever, run the ball.
Let me just say very quick, again, everybody who's tuning in, thank you watching Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Sports Network. Smash that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel, whether you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. Rasim in the house. Good to see you. Fins up, my friend. Thank you for watching. Evan, of course, always. I'm just happy to see Evan in there. Aladino, Hammer Time. I'm thinking Fangio is going to make such a powerful influence. I think everybody agrees with you, Hammer Time. I'd be shocked if anybody doesn't. You're absolutely right. It's about who he's going to make the most influence on. Who's going to – that's a great question, Fish Tank. We don't have that on the outline. But
what?
Who is Fangio going to have the biggest influence? Who's going to have – like when you go, okay, we know Xavier Howard. If Xavier Howard has a great year, he's had great years before. Jalen Ramsey has a great year. He's had great years before. I can't put that on Fangio. But what if an Andrew Van Ginkel, who is going to be my answer, but what if a Van Ginkel blows up next year, becomes one of the top 10, 15 linebackers? He's been very good. He's had spots, but he hasn't been a starter. He came back. He was supposed to go somewhere else. He re-signed with Miami to be on this Fangio defense. What if he has a major year? Somebody like that. Jalen Phillips, he's been growing little by little better every year. He's in great physical shape right now. But what if he explodes next season in this defense? That's what I mean by who is he going to have the most powerful influence, by Hammer Time's question. Who's he going to have the most powerful influence on? Which player, when you go, hey, man, you know what? When I'm thinking about it, maybe this guy right here. Is it a Jerome Baker, one of the linebackers? Ginkel? Is it a corner?
I think it's going to be Cater Kuhu. And I'll tell you why.
Okay. Go for it.
Because they're going to move Ramsey up to safety. I think they're going to move him to safety. You have too much young talent to put at cornerback. But when they're playing top players, see, remember, most teams only have one top wide receiver. So you only need either Ramsey or Xavier Howard to cover while the other one can shift up to safety. And who knows, with the way Vic Fangio does it, he might even have your cornerbacks coming up to safety and swapping them out. I don't, there's a lot that can happen with, he says he's got new wrinkles, and that starts making me think in every direction. So, you look at the direction that any of these players could go, and it's just amazing how this defense is going to come together. Like Hammer Time said, it's hard to tell, but I think Kohu will be used as a cornerback or a safety. He will be used either spot, whichever one Ramsey doesn't fill, is what I think. So that's who I think will have the most impact.
So I think it's a great answer. Awesome. Evan could be right too. Javon Holland, he's been another young player who every year you see that promise. You see, you've seen him grow. But what if he takes that extra step and is a Jalen Ramsey type player, or a Xavier type player where there's no denying the greatness in him. That is a good answer. Aladino says, tell you the truth, all of them. Before that, he put Jalen Phillips and Andrew Van Ginkel, which again, I say Van Ginkel might be there. Abrima says it has to be Bradley Chubb. He played poorly last year. This is Abrima saying this, needs double-digit sacks. They're all great answers. And, remember, Bradley Chubb played for Vic Fangio and did well with Vic Fangio. Maybe he takes that next step. But again, he's shown he could do that. We know what he is. That's just being who he is. I don't think he played as poorly as most people say. I think he had a very good last year. I think, he opened it up for Jalen Phillips. That's what he's going to do. But yeah, we want more impactful plays by Bradley Chubb. But again,
no matter what direction we go, Bobby, I don't mean to interrupt you. Wait,
no, you're good, brother. Yeah, I know you did. You liar.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to forget my point now. Yeah, what are you doing, troublemaker? Get to it.
Yeah, I forgot my point now that we got going over here. No, I think no matter what happens, somebody's going to get a lot of interceptions on this secondary. Now, is it going to be the cornerbacks? It's going to be safeties. Who's it going to be? I don't know, but one of those four positions I think is going to explode in interceptions. Based on what Vic Fangio's defense does. It creates interceptions. It keeps those explosive plays down. Things like that, I'm excited. I'm real excited.
Next week is going to be our over-under week, which we're going to talk about. Hey, okay, who has the most interceptions next year? Remember last year, to me, I thought, well, I'll go like this. Who was it had the most touchdowns? I said it was Mike Gesicki. I couldn't be more wrong. Who was it had the most interception? Fish Tank said Noah Benogany. We were right on some of them, but those ones we were definitely wrong on. So next week,
definitely wrong.
Those are our prediction week next week in regards of, over under, how many touchdowns, how many of this, who's going to be the most. We're going to have fun next week with that. Evan says, always remember, we are a quarterback away. I think he's picking at me, but hey, I guess a healthy quarterback away is what I would say. That's where I'm at right now. Fish Tank, we're at 38 minutes.
Yes,
we're having a lot of fun. We've talked about a lot of things. We got a lot of cool people in the chat right now watching all different type of streams right now, whether Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Awesome to see everyone here. Like and subscribe. Fins up. Dolphin fans are prideful. Not just for their team. I mean, they could be pretty down on their team. We've seen it on Twitter and social media and whatever. I predict I will drive Bobby crazy after every post game. I think that's true. Win, lose, or draw, Evan will say something to just piss me off. But that's all right. But maybe not with the team in regards of players. We get pissed off and management. I wouldn't say that. Miami fans aren't prideful really on that type of stuff. But when it comes to the logo, when it comes to the colors, when it comes to the uniform, when it comes to the gear, you can't get any more prideful than that. I think whether you hate the or you dislike the logo, Dolphin fans would probably say, hey, our logo, our colors, our history, our team is better than most anybody, anybody really. But, it doesn't stop people from, obviously with this newer logo, it's pretty it's not new anymore, but controversial, the current logo we have. Stephen Ross, when he came on board, wanted a fresher look, didn't want the same old, put it to his guys with Garfunkel, come up with a new logo, come up with new uniforms, let's do it. They did it. I've grown to this logo, to these uniforms and whatever, but I am not against the idea of people always talking about throwbacks and whatever. But there's some people saying not even going back to throwbacks. They're talking about new logos, new uniforms. And twice this week, I've seen two people kind of come up with their own idea of what the logo should or could be based off their designs. So I thought it'd be a good idea to run past these logos with our viewers, with you, and give our honest take on them. And let's not be rude, or if you love them, great. If you dislike them, that's okay. But let's not bash on these people. They're talented. I think they're all very nice. But they're we'll see. But here's the different main variations of the logo. Not all of them, as Fish Tank has brought up before the show. It's one's updated. Obviously, the current logo is currently updated, but this is an idea of what the logos are. Okay, here are the current logos through the years, Fish Tank. Of course, you got the first one, all right, back in the 60s. And then the current one, of course, you're missing the eye there. That's what the current one looks like. Of course, the one I went on, Fish Tank, or the one I grew up on, really, was the one from the 90s, okay?
The cartoon one.
Cartoon Dolphin. And I honestly... I personally love that one. That is my favorite logo because I grew up on that. But you have all the classics here. All right. First off, Fisher, what's your favorite logo? Out of all the Dolphin logos?
What's my favorite logo?
Yeah, if you were in a store and you saw,
you got a shot back to me, Bobby. You got a shot back.
I'll pull it up right now. Yes, I got you, brother. There you go. Okay. So the classic.
Hold on. There we go. Got it right. Perfect now.
There you go.
See how it's glowing?
Hi, Megan. Say my niece is watching.
That's Megan, my favorite logo, the second one.
There you go, the second one. Okay, so
hello.
Yeah, she's watching. Yeah, and again, I spoiled that last week. I think it was on this show, so I think I'm okay. Daniel Moreno is actually mi madre. That's actually me in that profile page. I didn't think of that the other day. And she goes, "Did you see who I was?" So that's why hi Teal Bobby. It's my niece Megan, beautiful Megan. I hope she's feeling better. She had the flu. Beautiful girl. Appreciate you, sweetheart, for watching. Marky Mark in the house. Go back to the dark aqua green. Leave the little helmet off the Dolphins' head. When Van Ginkel plays better, defense is better. When Van Ginkel plays defense is better. Gotcha. Greer is a closet Patriots fan. All right, so back to the logos. And forgive me, guys, if I don't see your comments. Everyone's tuning in. So Fish Tank says the second one. I'm with the cartoon dolphin, as people would say. I'm down with that. That was
I have the first logo. One on my leg. I have the first one on my leg.
And so, but again, I love all these logos. Of course, my preference would be the cartoon dolphin. But if the Dolphins went back to the throwbacks and that was permanent, and they went back to, let's say, the third, second dolphin there on this list, Fish Tank, I'm great with that. I'm happy with all again, I just love the Dolphins uniforms, the Dolphins colors, the Dolphins logos. Of course, I have a preference, but I'm down with that. But let's talk about what other logos, let's first go with the first one. This guy integrated all the logos together, kind of played around with it. And this was the final spot. This is what he came up with. Okay, got the helmet, has the eye for the recent logo, the sun from the past logo. I think that's the current logo, excuse me. And you kind of see the colors and all that. Kind of put everybody together there. What are your honest thoughts? Be nice if it's mean. What are your honest thoughts on this logo?
First of all, I'm not a graphic designer, so anything these folks do is far and above my talent. Okay, let's start with that. Okay. However, if you want me to critique it,
you're a Dolphins fan. Let's say Tom Garfunkel posts out and says this is our new logo. Your thoughts?
I just don't like the logo one and the green striation or the orange and yellow striations coming off the sun. I wish it would have been on a plain white background, is what I'm trying to say. And then I could have seen it better. However, this logo, it has a lot of things that I would want to have in there. The sun, the helmet. I'm just not crazy about the overall look of the dolphin. It looks like the tail's kind of fat and big when I look at it. But it's a very nice one. This is probably the one that I like the most out of the ones that I've seen out there so far. But I would go back to the old logo before I'd go to this one.
All right. Let's go with logo 2. And this girl did it. I mean, I don't like the design of it. To me personally, I'm talking about the logo 2 where I'm about to go. This one, I agree with you, Fish Tank. I like everybody's comments where they're putting. Guys, and by the end of this, let's say if we had to pick one, let's pick one. But we're gonna go to logo 2. But I like what she did with this one in regards of she had it looked like stitched on a jersey. She had a helmet look, and then she had this logo. But here's this logo 2. More sleek.
No.
Your thoughts?
It looks nice and all that, but there's not enough sun.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And it looks like it's a worm rather than a dolphin.
Well, it looks like, for me, it doesn't look like a team logo.
It's curled up too much. I understand she got the D off it and did all these things and did it a certain way for a certain reason. I totally understand why it came out this way, but the dolphin looks like it's curled up like a worm.
I got you. Yeah, and for me, it doesn't look like a team logo. It doesn't, I don't know how it won't look good on a helmet. I think it would be more good for, again, maybe a podcast, maybe something else, but not for that. And I agree with you.
Blind. There's no eye.
There's no eye. What is it doing? Yeah, it's kind of like squeaking. It's like, it's kind of like, doesn't have stomach issues, No. But very talented. Love the colors.
More sun,
I like the colors.
Straighter dolphin. And more sun, a straighter dolphin, and an eye.
Looks like a fetus. Come on out. I said be nice. That dude looks like he's sleeping with his It looks like the fins just broke up with Snow.
Hey.
Come on now. All right, here's the third one. Found this one. The guy had the new uniforms. He made this during the Tannehill era, so it does have a cartoon dolphin. It's probably when the Dolphins were just trying to decide what the new logo and uniform would be. So it's kind of a new variation of that. He did have it on the helmet. Your thoughts on this one, Fish Tank? It looks like more of like a show logo or something than a team logo. You
don't even want me to get into this one. The way his mouth's open like that and all that.
Oh.
Yeah. No. This one is a definite no in every design theory there is. No.
Bruh, no. He goes, what? Yeah. Marky Mark, appreciate you watching, man. And Poppy Video, good to see you again, brother. But he goes, oh my God, third one's as bad as the first two. No to all three, bro. All of these are absolutely horrible. Looks like a penguin, not a dolphin. Oh God, Lucy, I'm home. Oh, you guys are awesome. Hey, again, talented work though overall. But I'm with you guys. Again, it doesn't look like it. Now, this fourth one.
Yeah, use my artwork.
Well, hold on. But this fourth one, Fish Tank, and everyone watching, this one, I don't hate it. The other ones, again, being nice, whatever, all nice, but I would not pick any of them. But this fourth one, if I had to pick one, would be the one if you forced me to, because I think it kind of adds everything to it, and it still looks clean. I don't think that one's too bad. I don't think it's bad. I'm not a fan. I don't know about the sun. I think I would do that up a little better, but logo itself, maybe the colors might need to be a little different, but I don't hate this one.
They took the retro sun, put a new dolphin in the center of it, and they made him have a wop skull. His head's all big and bulgy. The dolphin, I don't know. He doesn't look aggressive either. I want somebody that looks like aggressive. And that's it for that one.
There you go. And then of course, let's pull up here all the other logos for Fish Tank. his car. He has all the logos in the back. So if you could try to picture any of those new or those perceived logos on Fish Tank's car, which one would you guys choose? If you had to choose one, which would it be? That's what I would like to know. Obviously, nobody likes any of them. But if you had to pick one, which one would you pick? Would you pick logo one? Logo two?
1.
3?
No.
Or 4?
I'd go with 1.
So Fish Tank would pick 1. If he had to pick a new logo.
If I had to.
That's okay.
If I had to, I'd go with 1.
All right. So, and you know what? In this one, if it was done a little more, I think it'd be cool. But I do like the beat up, the kind of chipped fin here and the chipped tail. I think that's kind of cool, kind of like a battered, I like that look. So that's cool. I would become a Jets fan. It's like 1. That's Evan. Aladino says 4, number 4. Cap says 4 looks constipated. Come on. Oh, goodness gracious. I would become a Pats fan. 1 without the helmet. Poppy and I think alike. So, okay. So Evan. Oh, no. Okay. Him and Poppy, not him and his pops. I would go with Fish Tank's car. So there you go. I thought that would be an interesting, fun kind of discussion for everybody. Let's go ahead. You're a fast typer. I would become a Bills fan. So I get it. So if one of these, first off, I don't believe any of you. You're all full of crap. No, if any of these logos were the Dolphins, you would choose it because you kept with this logo. When this logo came, you said, I'm still a Dolphins fan. So hate on the logos all you want, but you know damn well you still be a Dolphins fan. Yes, the classic look. The classic look. Again, I would say, again, I grew up on the cartoon Dolphins, so I'm down with him.
I'd take either 1 or 2. I like 1 and 2.
I think 2. If you told me between those two with this group here, Fish Tank, I'd go 2. I like them more over the sun. 1's a little too small, but I go with 2 if you were telling me between those two.
Yeah, I like 2.
I'm with you, brother. So, man, what a fun show! Classic look without the helmet. Wow, that's hey. I knew that would get everybody wild up. That's that I just know how passionate the fans are over the whole team in general, but just the logo, the look, whatever. It is so damn prideful, and it just tells you right there with these logos. I mean, you got, oh my goodness, you got a worm, you got a freaking nightmare,
fetus
too big, a fetus. Oh my goodness, God, dang, they're like, you guys just come on. Oh, I said, be nice.
Guys are tough, man.
If you disagree, just disagree. Don't like it, to say, yeah. I said, be nice. They went all out, like, holy crap. Oh man, 1 without the helmet. So there you go. But anyway, Fish Tank, anything we haven't spoke about? Did you want to talk about with the Dolphins? Any closing thoughts for us today?
No, I just want to tell you folks, again, if you need a car logo or something like that, hit up Pop Shadow. These people have gone above and beyond. They completely redesigned a design that I had for me and fixed it to where it was supposed to be when another company let me down, and they turned it around in 2 days. They had it done. So, and now they're ripping the whole car apart, of course, and that's kind of fun. So to sit there and watch your new car get ripped apart, you have to be ready for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw it when they had the doors off and everything. Even I kind of crazy. I went, oh gosh, that's so hard. You get nervous. Like, don't put it back right.
Well, but here's the thing. These two were racers. They've done lots of Ferraris. I've seen pictures of the Ferraris they've done. They have their own Porsche that they've done wrap to. They have the mother's vehicle has a wrap on it that's spectacular. I'm just telling you the different things that they've done that I've actually physically seen. And they did this one BMW with the Venom on it, and it came out spectacular. It was really nice. It was brand new, I think M2, brand spanking
Let
new.
me ask you this, Fish Tank, for that, without giving the exact price or anything like that, ballpark, okay, from this amount to this amount, your car, how you like we talked about the different edges and everything, how it's a beautiful Corvette, recent, and that design for maybe someone out there who's like, man, I want to get my car done. Obviously, who knows? They might have a more, a sleeker car, a simpler car, whatever. Ballpark, don't you have to give your exact number, but how much roughly from one number to another would you say, yeah, this is how much it costs me, but not the exact number, so people have an idea.
For me, it costs me less than it would probably cost somebody else to start with. Okay.
Fair enough.
Because and I think the reason why is because they had never done a Corvette before. Okay, but they've done a lot of different other cars and all that. So they didn't realize how hard this car was going to be. So I think now if they do another one, they'll probably charge a little more. But they did mine for around $4,000.
Okay. All right. So that's usually cheap. So if it was a little lower, so compared to maybe 6, 7, something
that's
like that.
That's with design. That's with design work. Everything put into it was $4,000.
That's
most
not bad.
places no, it's not bad. But most places that I looked at were looking to charge me between around 5 or 6.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying they not only do great work, and they would not accept halfway work from the people that made the original design. They would not accept it. They said, no, we won't accept this. We'll redo it. And they redid it because they didn't want my car to come out like garbage. So thanks to them, it didn't come out like garbage.
I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw this new look, this redesign, I think it's perfect. It's fins up. It's clean. I love the blue streaks. I mean, I am so excited to see the final product.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully I see it Monday. Yes. I'm hoping to see it.
Very cool.
Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll post pictures. I don't know, man. I get kind of excited. You know what I mean? I want to share, but
Metro Wraps in Hollywood. Is that a wrap company in Hollywood, Cap? The one who did Fish Tank's car, or who's doing Fish Tank's car, is Pop Shadow Decals and Wraps in Odessa, Florida.
They're over by Tampa.
By Tampa. That's who's doing his car right now. Show the car again. That's clean. Nice. We got to take a group pic one day. Yeah. See, I know that's going to happen. I told Fish Tank already. He has to be prepared. Here's the car.
Right on.
Poppy, there's the car. That's how it looks right now. It's not done yet. Fish Tank's hoping it's done on Monday. Right, Fish Tank?
Yes, sir. I'm hoping it's done on Monday. You could see the little camera wasn't done on the one. It wasn't done yet. It was still the old color of the car.
Yeah.
They said they have to get a plank or something to go sit on out there to do it because there's no way to reach it.
Yeah, you can't sit on the car.
You can't reach it.
No. Oh, man. And that's really cool. So we're going to keep.
And if you go to close the top, it closes in with the top, so you can't close it to get it closer. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a challenge, but hey, you know what? They're doing one hell of a job. Can't wait to see them. And guys, if you're down in Florida, you're down in Miami, you're a season ticket holder, you just go to games, look out for Fish Tank. How do you find Fish Tank? Look for the fast, loud Corvette that's done up in Dolphin colors. That's Fish Tank Hank.
Yes, sir.
Guys, let me just thank
my two favorite things, Bobby. My two favorite things. Corvettes and the Miami Dolphins. And I said one day I'm going to put them together, and today Monday will be that day. It's a lifelong dream.
There you go. Oh, my goodness. What an awesome show we've had, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, next week, we're going to talk about projections really on where who's gonna have the most touchdown, who's gonna have the most sacks. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Come join us for that show. Tell us your thoughts. That's Fish Tank Hank. You can follow him at Fins to Win on Twitter. Follow me, Bobby Fins Talk. Smash that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you all. As always, like, subscribe. Fins up. See you guys next Saturday.